And a happy Monday along with Elise Edie. Tom Brandon with you. Thank you for joining us. October the 12th. It will resemble more like an August 12th.
Oh, that means hot, huh?
You bet. That's coming up. Bob Hale's in today. Elise,
Yes,
we're talking
Dr.
about
Bob.
heartworms. Now, this is going to be a little bit graphic today, but Bob is going to bring in an example of what a heartworm looks like in your dog's heart. He's had a run of several dogs recently, and he just wants to stress the importance of making sure your pet is properly vaccinated and make sure they have the right medication.
Right. So he'll talk about that. You're going to be modeling a little bit later.
I am. I'm actually wearing something today in honor of Real Men Wear Pink.
Yes.
Folks from Dillard's are stopping by, and a push to let you know how you can help us, specifically how you can help me.
He needs help.
I'm getting crushed in this little friendly competition to raise funds for cancer.
We'll see what we can do.
Let's see what we can do about the weather and cooling you off. I know we'll make a deal. If I can cool it off by the weekend, will you donate? How about that?
Guys?
Yeah?
Yes, I'd say yes to that, Tom.
Here are the headlines. It's going to feel like summer today. Temperatures in the low 90s this afternoon. Summer readings return. And not much rain in the forecast. Yes, I know I've got to swap the I and the A. I forgot to do that. Again. But then by the weekend, fall weather will return. Our temperatures Friday, Saturday, and Sunday come way down off of being near the lower 90s today. 62 degrees with a southeast wind, and the dew point is 51. And with the dew point of 51, there's just very little moisture, and this front that's going to move in today will have very little to interact with. We did have a few showers Friday, as expected, as that front moved through, and that'll be very similar today. Probably less cloud cover today. Batesville 68, Searcy 55, it's 56 in Jonesboro. Northeast Arkansas a little closer to the surface high that is moving away from us. And as the high moves away, the temperatures are going to warm up. Initially today, the wind out of the south-southeast, turning west late in the day. 88 by 5 o'clock, but our high reaching 91. Time now for a look at our headlines. With that, we turn to Elise.
All right, Tom, thanks a lot. 4 of the 6 people charged in connection with the murder of a Conway couple are expected in court this week. 17-year-olds Connor Ashley and Anastasia Roberts will be arraigned tomorrow. Both are charged as adults with first-degree murder. Now, the mother and grandfather of Justin Staten, who was charged with capital murder in the case, will also be in court. Michelle Staten and Randall Staten are charged with hindering apprehension. Now, Robert and Patricia Cogdell were found shot to death behind their home back in July. Justin Staten, who the Cogdells raised as their grandson, and 18-year-old Hunter Drexler are both charged with capital murder, and they also face additional charges of robbery and abuse of a corpse. A Little Rock woman is in jail this morning after a fire at the recently renovated McMath Library. The branch manager says she smelled gasoline when she got to work Saturday morning, and while she worked to get people out of the building, she says a fire started in the entryway. Investigators arrested Keisha Elo Saturday night after looking at surveillance video. She faces several charges, including criminal mischief, reckless burning, and aggravated assault. A Sebastian County man arrested after holding his wife hostage for several hours. This all started Saturday afternoon at the couple's home in the Jenny Lind community. According to deputies, Jesse Gray held his wife at gunpoint and knife point for 7 hours. Negotiators talked Gray into bringing the woman outside and then letting her go. He now faces kidnapping and assault charges. Meanwhile, Gray's wife wasn't hurt. Also in Sebastian County, the sheriff and state game and fish investigators trying to figure out what led to a hunter's death south of Greenwood. Investigators say a man called 911 Saturday morning to report another man that he was hunting with had been shot. No names have been released, and that body has been sent to the state crime lab. This weekend offered limited doe hunting on private lands. People are using Facebook to offer condolences to the family of a Memphis police officer killed while off duty. According to the police director, 31-year-old Terrence Oldres was shot several times at a home in the Memphis suburb of Cordova yesterday. He'd been on the job for just about a year. Oldridge is the second Memphis police officer to be shot and killed in less than 3 months. In August, Officer Sean Bolton was killed during a traffic stop. And in Texas, a man is in critical condition after being shot outside of AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Police say that officers were answering a call about a fight when they heard a gunshot. They found a man in his early 40s had been shot. Another man has been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon in that shooting. Happened a couple of hours after the Dallas Cowboys lost to the New England Patriots there at the stadium. And a Texas Police Department in the spotlight again after video surfaces of a councilman getting hit by an officer's stun gun. This video shows the councilman on his knees with his back to officers, but police say he was resisting arrest. CBS's Jerika Duncan reports.
26-year-old Jonathan Miller was on his knees with his hands by his side when he was tased Thursday night by Prairie View, Texas police.
Go over there before you go to jail for interfering, man.
Before using the taser, police warned the city councilman several times to put his hands behind his back.
He's gonna have to taser. You're not doing like you're.
Officers arrived at the scene to question Miller's fraternity brothers, who were outside Miller's home. Miller came out to ask what was going on.
I'm not trying to be combative or anything. Okay, I'm not either. I understand that, and you're coming in at the tail end of it. Like he just told you, everything is okay. They already explained everything to me.
But the situation escalated when another officer asked Miller to move away.
I'm telling you one more time, man. Go over there before you go to jail. Turn around.
I'm not saying nothing.
Turn around.
Get your hands off me.
Turn around.
I'm not saying nothing.
Miller was arrested and spent the night in jail.
I feel like I was checking on my line brothers, and I feel like it escalated to a situation where I was tased, and it shouldn't have came that far.
But Chief Larry Johnson is standing by his officers, who are still on the job.
They asked that you step away from the scene and allow them to finish what they were doing out of safety for all concerned.
Jerika Duncan, CBS News, New York.
And Councilman Miller faces interference and resisting arrest charges. The female officer in that body camera video is the same one who took Sandra Bland to county jail after her arrest in July. Bland made national headlines after authorities say that she committed suicide while in jail. And if you're flying Southwest Airlines this morning, be ready for some delays. The airline advising passengers to get there 2 hours early and print boarding passes before getting to the airport. The company says it's having some technical issues on its website, mobile app, and with its airport check-in systems. The problems began Sunday morning, delaying about 450 flights. And a tradition with a bit of controversy makes its return to Yellville. A Phantom pilot dropped live turkeys over the crowd yesterday at the annual Turkey Trot Festival. Oh, no. Now, this drop hadn't happened for 8 years, and its return comes after threats by the FAA and the People for Ethical Treatment of Animals, or PETA. The FAA says the pilot faces jail time, and PETA is offering a reward. Our partners at the Baxter Bulletin report the crowd cheered as the turkeys dropped from the plane.
Now, wait a minute. The wild man told me PETA stood for People Eating Tasty Animals.
That is not what it stands for.
No, wild man Steve Wilson, you're wrong, but that is incredible.
They're mad about this.
Oh, wow.
Hey, anyone who's single knows that finding Mr. or Miss Right can be a little tricky.
Well, this morning we're taking a look at the science behind some dating cliches, courtesy of radio host John Tesh.
Okay.
Men prefer dating younger women, and women prefer dating older men with money.
Woo!
Scientists say there is a biological reason why this happens. Babies.
Okay, younger women give birth to healthier babies, while older men usually have more resources to take care of the family. So there's some psychological reasons. Interesting. Women like dating bad boys. Believe it or not, that happens more often than not. One study found that women rated guys who looked moody as being more attractive than those who smile a lot.
Psychologists say it has to do with a woman's need to feel protected. Men who have a stay away look send a message that they will be strong and protective. Okay? Now, this may sound old-fashioned, but men are happy to pay for dinner.
Psychologists say it's because men want to show that they can be good providers, and they also think it can increase the chances of a second date. Pretty interesting.
So women like to date bad boys, they just don't like to marry them, is that?
I guess date older, rich bad boys would be.
Older, rich bad boys.
Apparently.
Well, believe it or not, there was a time when you had to go to the library. Remember that? The library?
That was a long time ago.
You did your research to find books.
Now, one of the ways that libraries organize materials is gone. We'll show you how some of that literary history is being preserved.
Actor Shia LaBeouf in trouble again with the law. We're going to show you what happened. This, speaking of bad boys, by the way. This time coming up in your entertainment headlines. Weather-wise, after the break, we'll talk about a hot beginning to the week. We'll cool off by the weekend. Forecast in 2 minutes.